Oh, hey there. Thought I'd share one of my hobbies with you. Well, the one I wanted to share tonight, though, is this one. It's an American classic. And just real quickly, these are the things I've heard reading the comments to the videos of the people who give these things outstanding reviews. Every review I've ever seen on YouTube for this gun is absolutely stellar. Yet, underneath, there will always be comments of people saying something negative about it. And I think that says something about society today more than it does about this gun, the American Classic. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful pistol. It's pneumatic, which means that it uses air, and you have to use physical pumping action to get it to do its job. Sometimes I just look at it, because it really is that pretty. So, the 1377 American Classic is made by CROSMAN, and they did a fine job with this one. They've been making it a really long time. Now, when you first get it, and if you read the reviews, the first things you can hear is that the plastic is very disappointing. I don't know what these people are used to, whether it be a real firearm that is a 25 and above, or whether it be an air pistol. There's nothing junky about this. This isn't plastic that's gonna break, or like the plastic on the dash of a particular car. Now, others will talk about the breech, and you should replace this and replace that, do this, do that. They'll talk about the sighting and so forth. They'll talk about scoping it and all these other things. Personally, I think this pistol is perfect just the way it is, and I don't understand why anybody would buy one of these and start investing a shit ton of money in it. Why not just buy a Benjamin and get their top of the line? By the time you're done upgrading this pistol, you may as well have purchased yourself a Benjamin. Now, notice how I'm not going to say something like, you could have got yourself a SIG, or you could have got SIG as in 9mm. Glock 9mm. You could have got that for the price you spent. Trust me, I understand the difference between those two things, of course. We're talking about air pistols right now. It's a totally different ballpark. And when you're in that ballpark, you talk about air pistols in comparison to other air pistols or rifles. Okay? Now, there's nothing bad about the trigger. There's nothing bad about the sight. Out of about 20 pellets that I put through this the first day, only using this, out of 20, I got one bullseye, and I got, not a bullseye as in dead center bullseye, in the red, and a scatter to the left a little bit, so I knew to go a little to the right, and then it was just a little to the right, and then I had to go down. So by the time I was finished, that's how I had performed. So I read online a lot of things about scoping this pistol. And I've seen some pretty ridiculous-looking contraptions and all kinds of other things that people did to make it work for them. Okay, so I ordered these off of Amazon for the 1377. And that is this right here. It comes with two of them. And everybody makes a big deal out of this fitting and that fitting and not fitting and this loose and that loose. I have absolutely no problem. I think it looks cool with just one. It's sturdy enough when using this extremely inexpensive 4X scope. Nothing fancy about it. But here it is right here. One of those, one of these, 20 bucks between the two of them. That's the only purchase I'm going to make other than pellets for this thing. Well, there is one other purchase. This pellet oil. Very important. You should always, immediately, whenever you purchase a new air pistol or rifle of any kind, immediately use some pellet oil. The high quality stuff. Wipe away what was on there and use some pellet oil and put it on certain parts. Now, I'm going to show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I'm only going to do it 5 times. For maximum power, you do it 10. The maximum pumps I've given this since I've owned it is 9. I'm saving that 10th pump for something special. Now, lately I've been shooting this in the backyard at plastic 5-gallon buckets. They're perfect. And with 6 pumps, they will stick into the bucket and barely come out the other side of the first panel of the bucket. So it's not quite strong enough to shoot through a 5-gallon plastic bucket. It'd be impressive if it could. Now that could be the particular pellet I'm using as well. Now, and that would be the Premier Hollow Points. So obviously, yeah, a Hollow Point's not going to do very well on a plastic bucket. Maybe I should stop using those on the plastic buckets and start using the Destroyers. But you see, the Destroyers are more expensive, so everybody's like, man, pellets are so cheap compared to regular ammo. I'm shooting my 22 Magnum and 45 long rifles. Those are so expensive compared to these pellets. This is fun. This plinking is fun. You can't take this away from me. All right. There's a safety, which is engaged right now, because I did pump it, right? Now, I didn't put anything in here, so it wouldn't fire. Look, we do this. It won't fire until I pull that back all the way. Okay? See that? Now, let's say I did pull it back all the way. Clink! And I put the pellet in there. The hollow part of the pellet goes against the little pointed bead in here. And then you lock it in place. And then you fire. Alright, so we are going to, because I don't want to leave this pistol with air in it. So we're going to pull it back. And I'm going to look in there real quick, if you excuse me. And it is empty, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do anything stupid with it. So, now we're going to put it in lock. Alright. It's ready to go. And a lot of people shoot their pellet guns in the house. You know, you set up a mattress or something like that and you shoot it. The air that comes out of these is pretty strong. Woo! Blew a hole right through it. There you go. Of course it blew a hole right through it. Now I can store this correctly. The scope has a cap here and a cap here. And, by the way, I don't care if it's a slingshot, a rock, an air pistol, or a .44 Magnum. Don't you ever, ever point that thing at somebody else. And it's also a good idea to never put your finger through the trigger hole. Safety on or off. You hear jokes about guys that say, well, this is my safety right here. So they have locked and loaded, this is my safety right here. Okay, well, you're a professional military, and you are a killer, and that's your job, and that's what you're doing. Not a killer like a murderer, you're a killer, that's what you do. You kill the bad guys, you get the bad guys, right? But if you're operating one of these, you don't get to say those things. You're no Navy SEAL. And if you are, then you can. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I love my 1377.177. It's a fantastic air pistol. I put on the CROSMAN scope, and I put on the CROSMAN 459 MT. I only used one of them, and I mounted the scope, and it works perfectly. I fired this beautiful pistol, and I shot about 36 pellets through it. And of those 36 pellets, if I took my time and really did both eyes open, and got that crosshair, yes it has crosshairs, and I put those crosshairs just on what I was aiming for, pink! Man, I get it. But if I rushed it in any way or form, I missed. And I was missed way off. So, it's just like a real pistol. And I know it's almost offensive to say real pistol versus an air pistol, but let me tell you something. I don't care how good of a shot you are with one of these. I'd rather you shoot me with one of these than shoot me with a freaking 44 Magnum. You get my point. Alright. I'm going to put this bad boy back in the case now. I'm going to put the safety back on. It's engaged. Trigger's locked. And I'm going to delicately put her away. Should be fun. I have other videos about my rifle. If you like, you can watch those. But I do have to warn you, if you came here just for the air rifle aspect, I have lots of strange videos to follow. Some of them are ridiculous white boy raps, weird music, karaoke, and nutritional videos. Some are just my opinions, so I'm warning you now that you could probably tell what you need to know just from the title of my videos if you should avoid them or not. It's kind of like a Hank Williams III concert. Hank comes out and does all these incredible classic 1940s country honky-tonk songs, and he's got every redneck from across the Macon County line screaming and yelling. And then, at midnight, he lets out this horrendous screech and tells all the rednecks to get the fuck out. And he takes the braids out of his hair and it goes down to his freaking ankles, and he rips out some of the most ferocious death metal growling you've ever heard. Now, I'm not about to do that, but guns of any kind are definitely a hobby of mine. I hope you enjoyed watching my video on the CROSSMAN 1377 American Classic. You don't need to spend any extra money on it unless you choose to get a scope. I did want a scope, I just think it makes it look badass, and for that aspect, it's worth it. It fits perfectly in my case with my beautiful, gorgeous... I'm not telling you what she is, you'll have to watch one of my other videos. Oh, that would. Thanks for watching.